6 o'clock. I'll call this November 18 meeting of the Andalusia City Council to order and ask you to join us as we join Councilman Griffin as she leads us in the prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this special time of the year. Thank you for the freedom we enjoy. Thank you for our country and its freedom, and for the men and women who have served for that very purpose. Thank you for our city and city workers who all work together for a much more beautiful city and greater government. And Father, as we know and have this assurance that we can say that this is the day the Lord has made, let us rejoice and be glad in it. Amen. Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, welcome everyone. We do have some guests with us tonight. We're always pleased to have guests join us. We meet on the first and third Tuesday of each month, with the workshop starting at 5 o'clock upstairs in the conference room, and then the regular meeting following immediately at 6 o'clock in the chambers that we're now in. We again invite members of the public to come and be a part of the operation of our city. The first item of business tonight is to consideration of the minutes of our meeting held November the 4th, and we noted upstairs that there was a name listed being present who was not present, so we marked that out. And with that one correction, do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
That's my motion to approve the minutes of our regular meeting on November 4th.
All right, we have a motion to approve the minutes as stated. Do we have a second?
I second.
A motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any further discussion? All in favor of approving the minutes, please indicate by raising your right hand. And I believe that is unanimous, and I thank you for that. No unfinished business. Under new business, we start with the drawing of our Andy Bucks. While Stephanie is drawing out that card or that ticket, I'll remind everyone that this is, I think, the third drawing for this ticket. The Andy Bucks program is over right now, and the last one that was drawn out for the month of October, was it?
This is the second.
This is the second drawing. I'm sorry, second drawing for this ticket. Again, this ticket is worth $1,000 of Andy Bucks, and $2,000. Excuse me, I can't get my numbers right tonight because they were right. It was a carryover. It's a carryover from the last drawing as well. So it is a $2,000 ticket drawing. So if you'll give me that, I will read the number. And the number is 782775. I'll read that once again. 782775. Now, if you have that matching blue ticket with that number on it, please get it to us down here at City Hall and call, let us know about it so we can know that we've got a winner. And you've got 30 days to make that known. And if it's not made known to us, we'll draw again 30 days from now, or at least at the next meeting that is 30 days or beyond again. So $2,000 in Andy Bucks, still a great prize. So check out your blue tickets and make sure you don't have that number. Okay, next item is a resolution 2014-31, which is an abatement of properties, two properties are on that. One is located 201 Pear Street in downtown Andalusia, and one is an empty lot on Pear Street. Both of these properties have to do with overgrowth of weeds and grasses and other issues that relate to the safety of those properties. And so we've made every effort working with the property owner to get them cleaned up voluntarily and not been successful. So I would ask you to take action tonight to declare these two pieces of property subjects of our abatement program.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve Resolution 2014-31, abating the properties on Pear Street and the vacant lot on Pear Street.
All right. Do we have a second?
I second the motion.
A motion was second to adopt the resolution. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of adopting the resolution, please indicate by raising your right hand. Any opposed? Same sign. Thank you. Next item is an assessment of cost for a previous abatement on East Fremont Street. This is what it cost the city to abate a problem at that property that was done several months ago, and the amount of the cost of that, or the total amount of that cost, you have to find to be correct and due the city. And if you do that, then it will be attached to the ad valorem tax of that property. And when the owner of the property pays the ad valorem tax, they also have to pay this cost that will reimburse the city for abating the nuisances located on this particular piece of property. That property is located at 605 East Fremont Street.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve Resolution 2014-32, assessing the cost of abatement to the property at 605 East Fremont.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Powell. Do we have a second?
I second.
Second by Mr. Sconnors. Any further discussion before we vote? All those in favor of the resolution, please indicate by raising your right hand. And I think that is unanimous as well. Our next item is while it's on the agenda, we're not going to take action on this tonight. This is a resolution proposing the annexation of certain territory to the corporate limits of the city of Andalusia, Alabama. This is a street that's located near Midway Drive in Andalusia. We've had a number of the property owners on Midway Drive approach us and ask us to incorporate their neighborhood into the city limits. We've had several meetings with the citizens out there. I think that we have, it looks like a majority of the folks who live there want to be included in the city limits, but there are some who do not. So under the law, what we can do to resolve that question is to put it to a vote. And the only people who vote on it are folks whose property we're talking about. In other words, the people whose property would be brought into the city limits. The rest of the citizens of Andalusia don't vote on it. Neither does the city council. It's just the property owners. And under certain conditions, if the majority vote in favor of the annexation, then the property will be annexed to become a part of the city. Again, we're not taking action on this tonight. We're just stating publicly that this will come up probably at the next council meeting. And if we take action and approve the resolution, then we would turn this over to the probate judge. The probate judge would set up the election, set the date, the time, and all that matters related to that. And the owners of the properties would have the right to come and vote, and there's several different ways that can take place. But that'll be the responsibility of the probate judge at that point to get that done. And so we more than likely will take that up at the next meeting. Is there anyone in the audience tonight that wants to speak pro or con on this? We will give you an opportunity again at our next council meeting, more than likely to speak about it if you wish to. I see nobody, so we'll just pass on. This is more for informational purposes only tonight, to let This is under consideration, and the property owners will have the right to come and voice their opinion to us. Again, we won't vote on it, they will, so it'll be up to them to whether or not to come in the city limits or not. Okay, next item to take action on is a Human Resource Memo 006. It's amendments to the planning and development position descriptions. There were two items of action on that. First, an A and a B. We have struck out the B on tonight's action. We're not going to take part. We're not going to take any action on item B of that memo. But I recommend to you that we take action on A. That is to exchange the Assistant Superintendent of Parks and Recreation, which is a grade 16 vacant job, for a new program director job, which is the same grade 16. This is simply a procedural thing to bring us into compliance with our Century 21 grant that we received. Notice that we have been successful in receiving a $600,000 grant for 2 years of the Century 21 program, which is an after-school program for our school children. But again, we've got to bring our job description for that person into compliance with the requirements of the grant application and the grant itself. So I recommend to you that we adopt item A of the memorandum.
Mr. Mayor, motion to adopt HR Bill 006, amendments to the planning and development position description.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
As further explanation, I'll point out this will not be adding any additional people, and there will be no additional pay involved with this. This would just be strictly, again, a procedural matter to bring this position into compliance with the grant. Okay, motion made and seconded and further explained. Do we have any further discussion? All in favor, please indicate by raising your right hand. And I believe that carries, and I thank you for that. We have some board appointments that we need to take care of tonight. We have two boards that need appointments for vacancies. One is the Tourism and Relocation Committee, which we all know is one of our, probably our most active and successful boards that we have, or committees that we have. We have two ladies who have served on that committee, and their time has run out as far as their service on the committee, but they have asked to be reappointed, and we certainly think that they are deserving of that. They've done both, have been very, very active and very contributed greatly to the success of the TNR committee, and that's Barbara Nichols and Pat Powell. The second committee is the Community Enhancement Committee, also an active committee, but not quite as time-consuming as some of the others. But there are actually 8 positions open on that committee, but there are only 2 people who have applied for appointment, and those are reappointments, and that's Sylvia Johnson and Norma Riley. So I would put those 2 names to you, or those 4 names to you for consideration for those 2 committees.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve appoint Barbara Nichols and Pat Powell to the Tourism and Relocation Committee, Sylvia Johnson and Norma Riley to the Community Enhancement Committee.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
A second motion.
All right, all in favor of those appointments, please indicate by raising your right hand. Any opposed, the same sign. No further business to take tonight. We did have in our work session a report from our superintendent of schools, a very good report on the status of the junior high school and other programs in the school system. We also had a report from our police chief about action work that's going on at the police department to kind of modernize it a little bit, bring it up to bring the looks and the usefulness of the building is up to a higher standard. And also he reported on the status of the radio equipment that's been ordered and the 3 police vehicles that have been ordered. So we had good reports in the workshop. Is there anything else to come before the council tonight? Okay, hearing nothing, we will stand adjourned.